Hello everybody, good day. This is Fred with Wentworth CCTV of New England, and we are coming at you today with a video on running a remote desktop manager. It's a free service. It's included with Windows 10, and it allows you to connect remotely to a PC. This is particularly useful for folks that are going on vacation or working remotely. It's going to allow you to connect to your work computer from home or from the campground or from the marina if you need to get work done in an emergency situation. We're going to cover how to do this right now. All right, so let's get into the meat and potatoes. Before we start, you know the drill. There's a red subscribe button in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Please click that and subscribe to our channel so you'll be notified when we have future content. Also, like our video if you enjoy the content, and leave us feedback, leave us comments. This video that we're doing is actually based on a subscriber that's working remotely right now and wants to be able to access their work computer at the dealership to get into the server and that type of stuff. So this video is for you. Okay, one thing I did forget to mention and want to mention in this video is to run this remote desktop software, you will need Windows 10 Pro Edition, Professional Edition. It will not work with Home Edition. So you'll want to check your computer by clicking the Windows Start button in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. You want to right-click, not left-click, right-click with your mouse on that Windows bar, and we want to go to Settings. Once we're in Settings, you'll see System here. You want to click System, and we'll scroll to the bottom on the left menu bar and you will see About. Okay, and again, if you scroll down to Windows Specifications, it says this computer is a Windows Pro Edition. Okay, if you don't have that, you can hit Change Product Key or Upgrade Edition of Windows to upgrade to Windows 10 Pro. Okay, you will want Windows 10. It's a one-time purchase, I believe, of $99 to upgrade from Home to Pro for features such as the remote desktop to work effectively. So if you haven't done that, you want to go ahead and do that. The first thing we're going to do is go to the search button in the bottom left-hand corner of your Windows computer, and we're just going to type remote desktop. And as you can see, it will bring up remote desktop settings. So we're going to click that. It'll bring you to the screen. Of course, default on your PC, your remote desktop feature will be disabled. We want to enable that. You'll get a pop-up that says you and users selected under accounts will be able to connect your PC remotely. So we're going to confirm that. That's the object of this video, is to make your PC connectable remotely by people given access. So we're going to pick that. Obviously, you want to keep PC awake for connection when it's plugged in, checked off. If your PC hibernates and shuts off, obviously you're not going to be able to connect to it remotely. So we need it to stay on, and that is the default setting with this program. Next, we'll go to Advanced Settings. And this is important. The way that remote desktop is set up, it's set up by factory defaults to be accessible only on your local area, your LAN. Okay, you won't be able to connect remotely unless you uncheck this box. Okay, when you uncheck the box, it will ask you if you allow connections without NLA, you are exposing your computer to a potential security risk. We want to make sure our computer has a good password before we make it accessible remotely. Because folks with the IP address of the, your static or dynamic IP address for your gateway, folks will be able to get to your computer if you don't have a secure password. So we'll hit proceed anyway. And right now our computer, our PC, is live on the internet. It is, you need port 3389, port forwarded to the IP address of the laptop on your local network. There's a video above right now showing you how to port forward if you're not familiar with that process. We're going to cover it quickly right now. I'm going to show you how to find the IP address of your computer on the local network, and how to port forward incoming traffic through port 3389 to that address. We're going to cover that right now. All right, folks, so now the next step in this process has to be done, as everything else to this point, on the PC that you want to connect to remotely. So we're doing this step and the previous steps on your work computer. Again, the computer you want to connect to remotely. You're going to hit the Windows button and X on your keyboard, and it will bring you to your basically your menu board, I call it. But we're going to go into network connections here. And again, we get to this point by hitting your Windows button and X on your keyboard. When you're in the network connections, we're going to pick Wi-Fi, because that's what we're connected to. We're going to pick change adapter options, and we're going to right click on the Wi-Fi. Again, this is how we're connected. If you are hardwired, it will show Ethernet here, but you're going to right click, you're going to hit status, and right here we're going to hit details, and this will show you the IP address. You see it right here, IPv4 address. This is the address of your computer on your work network. So this is what we are going to have to port forward to when we port forward our modem or router, and we're going to do that right now. So you're going to log into your router, and once you're logged in, again, I showed the video earlier, but port forwarding is relatively simple. In most computers, it's under the Advanced tab, and you see it right here, forwarding, okay, port forwarding. And you can see also that I have already set up this PC, the local IP 192.168.0.12, and its ports 3389. You see 3389 entered as the port. We're going to apply. And basically what port forwarding is, again, any traffic coming into my IP address, and we're going to talk about how to establish what that is going to be redirected to 192.168.0.12 on my local network through port 3389. So now you're going to ask, okay, well, I don't know what my IP address is. Whether it's a dynamic or static IP address, finding your IP address is the same. You just type Google, and we're going to type, what is my IP? Okay. And lo and behold, there it is. 173.44.91.83. So this is what we want to enter in the remote PCs, remote desktop, to gain access to your work computer. Okay, because again, right now at this point we're still on our work computer. We're on the computer we want to connect to remotely. So what I'm going to do now is switch to a remote PC off of this network, and we're going to connect to this office computer remotely using the remote desktop. Okay, kids, we're on the last step. Now we are connected to a remote PC. We are not on the same network as the work computer. So this is basically simulating you being at home or in the campground, marina, traveling in a hotel, and trying to connect your work computer. So we're just going to go to the search bar, and we're going to type remote desktop like we have many times in this demonstration. We're going to pick remote desktop connection at. And we are going to paste the IP address that the work computer is located on. Again, we got that earlier by Googling what is my IP. I'm going to paste that IP address. It's actually already here, but we're going to head and paste it. And we'll hit connect. and it should ask us for the password of that computer. So when you turn on your work computer, it asks you for a password. This is the same thing. So you're just going to enter that password that you enter on your work computer every day to get into it. We're going to hit OK. And if we did this correctly, we are going to connect to our work computer remotely. And we'll be able to access its files, the work server, so on and so forth. Depending on internet connection, this might be a little faster than what we're getting now. We're working off of a hotspot, as you can see here. So this is the work computer. You can see the files. If we wanted to go on Edge, we could. And we'll just do a quick speed test to make sure that we're connected to the work network. And that should be relatively quick in the office. Yes, indeed it is. Okay, that concludes the video. That is how you connect to your work computer remotely. We hope you enjoyed the video, and we will see you in the field.